Hi. This drawing is called the gasket. It's a drawing in millimeters. It says metric in the corner, and typically drawings that are done that way will tell you that they're metric, meaning that they're not inches with decimals. And of course there are no fractions when you're dealing with millimeters in my classes. So what you've got here is just 5 real dimensions that you have to deal with. You've got an outer diameter. The circle with a slash through it means diameter, and that means it's from one side of the circle on the outside to the other is 145 millimeters. Then the next one is 110, and it has arrows that go from the one side of the circle to the other, and it's 110 millimeters. Then the smallest diameter circle in the middle, which is dark, which is a diameter of 75 millimeters, and it has the circle with the slash through it. Then up at the top, there's an arrow, a dimension arrow, that points to the small circle at what would be 12 o'clock on a clock. And it says 8 times diameter of 16. That means that there are 8 circles that are 16 millimeters in diameter. We're going to have to use the compass for the larger circles, and for the smaller ones, I'm going to default to the circle template. This drawing should be completed with dimensions, but again, there's only a few. Also, the angle for where the circles are, the small circles, is at 45-degree increments. So, not to be confused with our circle to center the drawing. You're going to have to erase those, and again, don't go corner to corner. Now, I'm going to move the book out of the way here. This real old tech stuff. Now, our paper is going to be slightly out of focus, and I'm going to do a little bit of zooming out to get the entire sheet here, where our border and title block are now. And let's see here. Are we good to go? Well, we're close enough. Again, these videos are not made by professional videographers. They're made by me at my kitchen table instead of at school, because I need to run the camera off my laptop because it doesn't want to run. I don't have the space where my school computer is, so I'm just doing it on a Saturday on my weekend to help you out. So here we go. We're going to find the center of our work area, which is, again, the corner of the border on the top corner to the title block border. At that corner, we take our T-square, we flip it upside down so that it doesn't interfere with it, and we make a small mark towards the middle of the paper. Not too big, just a little one. As you can see, the T-square is flipped upside down with the part that hangs over the edge of the board or table. Now we need to make a little one. Again, don't make these big, long, dark lines across there. They're of no use to us. I'm going to make a horizontal construction line. I'm going to take my triangle and I'm going to make a vertical construction line. Let me get my T-square line there. And there we go. Now I'm going to get rid of that right away. Now I can still see it. You probably can't in the video, but there's the middle. And that's where we're going to put our compass point. Now, I'm going to start this time from the center and work my way out. And what I'm going to do is we have a 75 millimeter circle, which if we do the math in our head, it comes out to half of that would be about 37 and a half. I'm just going to go between 37 and 38. If you notice where the compass is right there, you see it's just beyond the midpoint there, between the 3 and the 4. And that would be centimeters, but we're working in millimeters, which is a very small increment. There's our first one. Again, when you're holding this type of compass, you want to make sure that you hold it at the top not interfering with the thumb screw. That's how you open and close it. So if you get a double circle, you probably ran your thumb while you were turning it. Something to this effect. We've got our first one. The next one is 110 millimeters in diameter, which half of 110 is 55. And there's 55. Again, we bury the hard point of our compass in the board, or if we're using a rubber mat, that's a popular method used in drafting. So there's going to be a hole there. And when I'm looking at your constructions for drawings, I look for those holes in the paper. I actually look at the back side of the paper first to check that they're there. Now our next one, 145, that would be 72 and a half. So I again put the hard point of the compass at 0, and then go out to between 72 and 73. Bury the point in the surface, and then I spin it around. And notice I tip it, and that's it. We've got our large circles done. Next, we're going to add a 45-degree angle. We've already got our horizontal and vertical. Now we just need to add the 45 through the center. I'm going to put my pencil at the center point, run the triangle. Again, check my T-square to make sure it's square, and make a nice light construction line. I'm going to do the same thing here. Nice light construction line. And this will give me the center location for my 16 millimeter diameter holes. Now, on a circle template, when you look at it, it does have millimeters on it. Our 5/8 diameter hole, which is also 0.625 inches, also has 15.875 millimeters, which rounds up to 16. Now, there's a slight arc here, so you have to be somewhat consistent when you're making the marks here on the arc for the center line. So if you kind of just go slightly above it, like the thickness of the black line above where the actual circle is, you draw your circle in right there. You go over the 45. Again, you flip it this way, move it the thickness of the line above. There we go. Again, thickness of the line above. We've got well, actually to the right of it, right here. We get on the horizontal center line. We draw that. We tilt this. Again, slightly above it. And as you can see with the circle templates, it goes rather quickly. If you had to do this with a compass each time, it would be very difficult to get it the circles to be consistent size. You know, the little hole that you make in the middle of the center lines might be in a different location just slightly, and it'll just create circles that, you know, they're almost off center. And I've just done 8 circles here, lining it up. And there you go. Now, the gasket is essentially done, aside from adding the 5 dimensions and placing center lines on, which are a solid line with a dash line break, and again making the center lines here, and then making sure that your angle goes in here. But that's it. I'm not going to title block it. I'm not going to do any more. That's that drawing right there. And just about 9 minutes and 15 seconds it took to watch this video, and I thank you, and have good luck with it. Shouldn't take you too long.